Hello, everyone. Today, I would like to resume talking about hating on episodes. This one's about Sid. The episode begins at school. Arnold reading during recess until an older kid in a suit comes up to him asking for Sid as his boss bitch Gino wants to see him. Sid, who's hiding in the bushes, calls out to Arnold where he explains why he's hiding. Sid had been working for Bit Gino to earn some extra cash, and I appreciate that it's like selling drugs for a kid's show where instead of drugs, it's candy, and whoever works for the kingpin of that area must pay what they owe by the end of the month on time or face the consequence for proving to be both unreliable and possibly being a thief. I've been watching too many gangster movies and TV shows that does this kind of thing. Sid, of course, would be the thief as he spends all the money instead of making sure to divide what he owes to Bit Gino so he won't have a problem in paying up while he spends wherever he wants. By the time the deadline has happened, Sid did not have the money, but Gino had sent a message to Sid by cutting off the toy pony head that he bought as a warning that he is not playing around. Arnold tells a crying and scared Sid that he must go to Big Gino and explain what happened rather than just avoiding him all the time because avoidance and delay only makes things worse. Sid decided to do so only if Arnold agrees to come with him. Arnold is brave one throughout the meeting with Big Gino. Arnold and Gino negotiated a deal that Sid would be doing labor for Gino for 2 weeks to pay off Sid's debts and he's out. So Sid pretty much got out of the situation easily. Going from being Gino's personal driver to even cleaning up his hideout. However, Sid started to prove why he's the kind of character who Arnold should just ignore because he can't just stay out of trouble. After giving Gino advice on how to handle a customer who refuses to pay since Sid is aware that one of the customer's weakness, Gino started to pull Sid into his inner circle. It reminds me of Orange is the New Black second episode for those who ever watched that series. Now Sid's rocking a new suit, and after telling Arnold that he is now close to Gino despite everything, Sid is just ignoring Arnold's advice and showing why he's a bad friend. We get a montage of Sid adopting a lifestyle of getting kids who are customers to giving him what he wants no matter what's going on with Gino and his boys. From threatening them to doing business all the way to dumping one kid in a dumpster who couldn't pay up. Arnold, who tries to tell Sid that Gino is not his real friend, will eventually be targeted by Gino since Gino overhears Arnold talking about him, and we all know that some people just can't let those comments slide. Wanting to get Arnold swirly, Gino tells Sid to do it so that Sid could prove his loyalty to him. Gino also wants Sid to take a picture of it as the proof. Sid only asks Arnold to let him do the swirly, and of course Arnold refuses. Now Sid's back to where he started, hiding from Gino since he can't do it, and Gino wants answers. Sid begs Arnold to do it since he loves his position too much. However, Gino decided to make it happen as he and his boys dragged the two to the boys' bathroom where it's time for Sid to finally prove his loyalty. At the end, Sid chooses Arnold, and of course Gino had to punish Sid for his actions that Sid's giving the swirly instead of Arnold and the picture to remind him of what he gave up for a real friend. Outside the smell, Arnold and Sid admitted that the swirly wasn't so bad. My final thoughts on the episode is that Sid can sometimes be a difficult character to like. I sometimes think that Sid is one of those characters that desires power. Anybody or anything that can make him feel powerful, he wants in immediately. However, nothing about it changes anything about him. It just proves that Sid's kind of a spineless coward. The dude, rather than just kill Arnold the swirly by ambushing him, had to ask. That makes me think that Arnold could possibly beat him up, even if we ignore when Arnold learns self-defense. At least when it really matters, Sid refuses to give Arnold a swirly, and he even gave Gino a piece of his mind of who is really his friend. That at least said he is